Hey, how's it going? I am the Sanguiem, and welcome back to Create Above and Beyond. So last episode we worked on this here storage unit, and I have went ahead and set a bunch of filters, changed up some of the drawers around. I got some compacting drawers, some barrels with some stuff in them. Got your basic machines and all that. Got your copper stuff, all that. And, yeah, got all that done. Now, real quick, before we go any further, though, I want to say something. I'm trying something. It's very snowy. Today I'll be playing with my heater on, as it is very cold out, like very cold. There's like over 2 feet of snow coming down out there. In fact, it's so bad that when I left to go to my work today, because I wasn't going to record today, I was going to go to work. I go out to work, I get there, and they go, oh, yeah, no, you can go home. So here I am. Back from a nice drive, went off the road for a little bit because of all the snow drifts and squalls. It's bad out there. It's bad. Boy, oh boy, was that fun, you know, going off the road. So how's your day going? I know it sounds bad because it is bad, but I don't know. What am I going to do? Be upset about it? In fact, I felt that the whole situation was kind of fun. But that's enough of that. What we need to do is we need to figure out what we're going to do next. And I'm not really sure what to do next. If I'm going to make like a little workshop here or what. Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do. So, I think we're just going to do a couple odd jobs around here. But most importantly, I think we're going to get this thing torn down. We're going to tear it down. And, you know, make a better one. One that's actually hooked up to the normal system instead of using this windmill out here. Because this is kind of nice looking to run in and look at, I guess. Bunch of big old gears floating in the air. But it's gotta go. You know what? It's gotta go. So we'll start out by just straight up tearing it all down. Alright, that part's teared down. Now here comes the next question. If we were to redesign this, how would it look? How would it go, even? More importantly, if we were to do alloys in this thing, what kind of alloys can we make in the first place? So let's look up brass, and let's see what kind of alloys we can make through mixing. Okay, it looks like there's only 3 alloys that we can make using the mixing method. One is the obvious one, brass. Then we got rose gold, which is a mix of copper and gold. And then we have constantan, which is copper and nickel. All 3 of these use copper, and it uses nickel, gold, and zinc. So that's 3 pipes. No, that's 4 pipes. That's 4 pipes that need to be leading out. We can just have one pipe leading in with a bunch of different filters on it. So now that we have an idea of that, let's tear down the whole thing now. Now we already have a copper can of zinc and a copper can of copper. Unfortunately, we can just always have copper be pumped out when needed. But we need something to keep other liquids from being pulled out, and I'm thinking we use these valves. These fluid valves. I have never used fluid valves before. Never. Oh, whoops, that's not how you do that. Let's see how these work. Valve pipes help control fluid propagating through pipes. Their shaft input controls whether the fluid is currently flowing. Give rotational force in the opening direction, a valve will open. It can be closed again by reversing the rotation. Okay. However, what I'm noticing here is that despite the fact that this is rotated to stop, there's still fluid in the pipe here. I don't really want that, so the valve might have to be right at the entrance of this. So, how do we do this? That's the question here. I'm trying to think of a way to do this that's aesthetically pleasing. Well, we definitely need some seared ducts, so let's make 2 of those real quick. And like I said, I don't have everything sorted out, so I do have some things still up here in the Mega Mill. It took me hours just to sort what I did sort. Oh, and look at all these mending books I got now. Plenty of mending books. But yeah, most of these barrels are kind of empty, except the miscellaneous barrel, because it's all miscellaneous and I don't know what to do with it. Oh, and one other thing. Check it out. I could double jump and be on walls, because I finally got me some better boots without wall running. Okay, so, there's only so many pipes that can go into a basin. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we have a main line for copper. Then we have 3 lines up here, maybe. For... I don't know, maybe they're up here. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure it out. But we have 1 line here for, like, zinc, 1 for gold, and 1 for, nickel. Nickel's the other one. So maybe we should have this here and this here. And we'll just have to get us a copper can of gold and a copper can of nickel and put them in here. We'll have 3 valves here, and then we'll have the pipes all come together. We're gonna have all 3 of these fluids have 1 pipe that goes to the basin that mixes, and then with the copper one could just have its own because it's copper. But now here's another question. If we're gonna have them all close together like that, how are we gonna access the valve itself? Even so... Wait, I just had an idea. How deep does this go? We could end up doing this underground. And we might not have to have all these pipes sticking out. We could most certainly hide these pipes underground. And have the whole complicated part. Because now that I'm thinking about it, the valve situation could make this whole area look really messy. So I think we should dig out some space here so that we can do this whole thing underneath the ground. And now, just out of curiosity, can I put this here? No. No, I cannot. We'll put this here. Alright, now we have all 3 of them here. We can have the valves have their shafts facing down, and we have sequence assemblies here. And then whenever the sequence assembly block has a redstone signal, it will toggle the valve. You know what? Let's actually make that stuff. Let's stop talking about them and make them. Yeah, next project we're working on is a workshop, because this is slow. Like, this could definitely be much faster, and I bet I could do a better job with the brass machines I have access to. I just realized, have I been calling it sequenced assembly for some reason? I meant to say sequenced gear shift. So, what this thing does is, well, I put 2 of them down, apparently. Alright, what this thing does is that you can program, like, controls into this. So, like, for example, turn. You can have it turn 90 degrees or 95 degrees, like an angle. And then you can have it to wait a redstone pulse. And then you can have it turn a 90-degree angle in the other direction. And then just have it await. Or you can just have it end. You can have it end, and then once it gets another signal, it'll do its thing and all that. So let's see how the fluid valve works. And why is it sticking to the stair? That's weird. That's really weird. Oh, it's not sticking to the stair. I gotta rotate it and such. Now here are the valves. They're all open. Let's put down the gear shifts. Now, I'm hoping we can send a signal to one of these without activating the others. We might have to send a signal into a block. Not sure. Let's get a redstone link and see what happens if we activate it. Okay, let's say we put this here. We'll put one here. I don't think it worked, simply because it's not powered. there is nearby power right here. Alright, I'm thinking we have something like this here. Not there. There it is. Okay. A chain drive like this. Now, how about this here copper pipe? Is that copper pipe going to be here as well? Or should we have it somewhere like over here, underground? Because we do have an opportunity to make it designed as such. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let me make some room. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Turn this way. Turn this like this. And now, bam. All of these sequence gear shifts are now connected. We'll take one of these, spin it around like this, and connect that up. And now all of this is moving, but you can see these are not moving. So now, let's set this back up again. Okay, did you see that? It turned. And it did pretty much nothing, which is interesting. Oh! Yeah, that'll do it. What if we did this? Okay. Alright, so, it turns on. Right, we want this to be more like this, I think. Where its off state is closed. But we want the whole thing to be off when it's closed. When it's on, like that, this thing is still on waiting for a redstone signal, so when it gets that signal, it closes, and now this thing's off, and this thing is closed. I like this. I like this idea. But and better off, even. This can accept the signal without giving a signal to these. And that's what we want. We want all of these to have signals here. Like that. And this one too. Now let's grab a copper can of nickel. And a copper can of gold. Let's go ahead and put those in here. Alright, everything's all set. All that's left now is to set the pipes up. I'm thinking they should go this direction. Underneath the ground. Okay. So now, both of these pumps are pumping in the outward direction. So if any of these valves open, the liquid should most certainly be pulled out. These two pipes are not connected. Okay. Everything looks like it's coming together pretty well. All that's left now, really, is to figure out how to make this work. Now, I'm thinking we put this thing up a little bit, like it was before. So maybe up here. Whoa! Whoa, hey, whoa, hold on, whoa, hey, what do you think you're doing? Buddy? Huh? Huh? Get! It scared the hell out of me. Put this like this. And this coming up here like this. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. At least a lot better than the random pipes being strewn about from here to here and all that. Okay, hold on to your horses. We're not done yet. We now need a smart pipe set up. Maybe we can twist that around a little bit. Please. This double jump definitely makes things easier. Okay, there we go. So there's that. And then we need to put a pump on here. Like that. And of course, there's the mixer itself. Okay. So, how do we get power to that, huh? That's the question. I'm thinking we're not quite done yet with this little space here. We have a gear here. We can take advantage of this. And to make things even better, we can put down a large cog wheel. Wait, I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. Alright, that's a little more like it. Put this like this. There we go. That go up there. So we can put this here. And this here. Nice. And we'll put this here for simple aesthetics. There we go. And put some of those in. Not bad. Not bad at all. I kind of like this. And yet, even still, we're not quite done yet, because we still need to set something up to activate these things in the first place. Now the question is, how do we go about this? Because everything's set up. Everything's set up. We just have to do some redstone magic to figure out how to make it work. Should we just have some levers and just pull them when we need them, and we'll just have to remember to turn them off, or should we do buttons and then after a set amount of time they just close on their own? We could change the await to a delay and have it timed. I think you can go as long as like 30 minutes or something. Like, what do we do? What do we do here? What do we do? Tell you what, I know what to do. I know what to do. So, why not have the levers over on this corner instead of over here? Because we don't really need this stuff. Like this. Like, we don't need any of this. So, why have anything to do with it? I'm bleeding! I'm bleeding! I'm bleeding! Please, ascend the ladder. I got blood in the smeltery. Whoops. I got one blood slime ball in the smeltery. I didn't mean to do that. Welp. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, why don't I do a little bit of work right here? I'll do it in the form of a time-lapse. Why not? I'll do a time-lapse where I'm making the workshop here in this corner, and I can set up a little lever system so that I could go, hey, press this for this, and this for that, and all that. Alright, let's get started on that. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and... Oh, before we get started on that, let me do one more thing. Now, we could have done this before when we made the brass filter, but I don't know, there's really no point in making it. But this time, let's see. We have brass. Move that here. Molten rose. Gold. Molten constant. Constantin. Put that in there. Alright, now it will only accept those three fluids. And that's exactly what we want. So now this thing is actually done. Okay, good. So let's work on that workshop now. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and made some ferro lanterns so that I could finally get rid of the torch spam around the big brass building and make more room for the contraptions in this corner. Afterwards, I made a couple of different redstone components, like the redstone alloy, a toggle observer, and the like, because I could not figure out how to make this work on a small space. I messed around with these wires for the longest time, trying to figure out how they work. They're really interesting redstone components, but they don't really work how I hoped they would. I eventually decided to forego using the wires for this much more simple solution right here, where you can use the toggle circuit with a redstone torch, and it does exactly what I wanted to do. And then I buried the contraption, because now it's all linked up. Got the redstone links and all 4 buttons there. I finally move on to making the big brass building workshop, which is going to be the fastest workshop I have made so far. And yeah, I just want this thing to be super fast. I want me to be able to put something on the press and BAM! It's done. If I want to solve something, BAM! It's done. Like, it needs to be done before I want it done. That's how fast this thing's gonna be. Although, unfortunately, all the footage of me building it is kinda gone, so enjoy this little tidbit here. And, we'll move on to the final product now. So, we now have the alloy control unit here. And whenever we push one of these here buttons, it gives us channels to make those alloys in this here mixer. Pretty good, pretty good. But I also worked on this off camera. This here is the workshop. So, there's a lot of stuff going on here. All of these units are moving very quickly. You got your fans to, you know, wash, smoke, and blast. You got your mixer, your compactor, your press, your deployer, your saw. All of it moves very quickly. And I even now have the grinding wheels up there, which can grind things up much better than the millstone. I actually did have footage of me building all this that I could have showed in the time-lapse, but funny thing about that, my computer experienced a blue screen of death right at the end of the recording, and all the footage was corrupted. Fortunately, my world's okay, and I was only set back by like a couple minutes, which is very lucky. There's a very good chance I could have lost that save or something, or had to go to the last backup, which it's been a while since I backed up this place. Like, I imagine most of the brass building would have been empty if that happened. So yeah, what do you guys think? This is definitely better than what I have in the Mega Mill Wagon, which is what I was gonna go. This stuff is definitely better than what was in the Mega Mill Wagon, which is what I was trying to go for anyway. Once I finished all this, I decided to do a bunch of random crafting with it to see how it works, see how fast it went. And, yeah, I made some seared brick by throwing cobble up there, washing it into clay, and putting clay in here, making buttons, and you know, stuff like that. And I made this here Invar ingot. Now, Invar is made by taking some nickel and 4 iron dust, turning it into a nickel compound, then blasting it, pressing it a ton of times, and then you have Invar. So, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's grind it up. Bam. Got some iron dust. Let's combine it. Actually, you know what? Just for the hell of it, let's throw it in here, huh? just because. You can put it on this table here for blasting. I'm very happy that none of this lava burns out all the wood that's around it. I was kind of worried about that. And then we put it on this here press. Which is very quick. Nice. So now we have 2 Invar ingots. And if we look at the recipe here, we have Invar Casing, which is 2 Invar ingots, stone, and cobblestone. Like, we're not using wood anymore for this stuff. We're using stone. So let's go ahead and make that real quick. Alright, we have Invar Casing. Now, I can't remember. Did I program this? I did. Alright, so now that's in there. I imagine I can use it on this stuff here. No, I can't. What? Oh, well, now that's unfortunate. I would have imagined that they would have made that compatible. Well, that's unfortunate. Ah, well, whatever, it's fine. I bet you guys are itching to know how the alloy stuff works. Well, I guess I can show a little bit of it, but I only have 8 copper ingots to my name, so we'll just use 4. We'll just make some brass. We always need brass. Oh, no, we don't. We have even less zinc. Alright, we'll make some constant, I guess. We'll take 3 crushed nickel, throw it on this, it gets launched up. 14, this means I need 3 nuggets of nickel. Alright, let's throw all this in here. And we'll throw the copper in there too. Alright, we have 5 ingots. So, let's go ahead and take one of those ingots out. I went ahead and put this in here. So that we can just do one thing at a time, or maybe we can make some parts with it. Because I think we're nearing the Tinker age, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now we have 4 to 4 in here. And as you can see, it's just sitting in there. So let's go ahead and turn on the copper. There it goes. I guess it just takes a moment, huh? Alright, so there's that in there. Now, we'll hit the nickel button. Oh yeah, it starts pumping out the nickel. Goes up into the mixer. And starts pumping out that constantin. You'd love to see it. Right, and for some reason, copper, there's always more copper in there than whatever else you pump in there, which is kind of strange. I don't know why that's a thing. But, yeah, now we don't need these open. We can push this button, and this button, and that shuts it off. And I just love the lamp telling you, hey, this valve is open. And I just love how passive it is. Like, if I want to have something alloy, I just press a couple buttons and then go do something, and then when I come back later, there it is, it's done. Like, there's no need to manually put in a bunch of stuff or use your wrench to shift a couple gears around. Like, no. You just push a couple buttons and it's done. And we got 4 ingots of constantin, so then we can come over here and just drain the smeltery of all the ingots. Oh my gosh, I am very proud of this contraption. Mainly because I didn't think it was possible to do something like this. And yet here it is, done in what I would say is a very fashionable kind of way. Alright, let's just go ahead and throw the stuff on here. By the way, I guess I should address an elephant in the room, which is the automatic sorting. I just threw 4 constantin on here, and I think only 2 made it into this chest. Well, that's because the other 2 made it to this chest. So, there's a strange issue with my sorting units, where for some reason it feels compelled to split up my inventory between the top and the bottom chest. There's, not a lot I can do about that. Not to my knowledge, anyway. So, next episode, I think we are going to be working on this here kelp machine here, because, yeah, if we're going to do infernal mechanisms, we're going to need to make use of this space right here. But everything that comes out of there is immediately shipped off to this furnace. And we don't want to do that with the weeping vines and the crimson vines. We want to sort that out. So we need to rip out this here little simple system we have and put something a little bit more complicated in. Heck, maybe we can have the entire infernal mechanism contraption in this corner here. Maybe line it up, make it real tall. Or we could do something else that could be even more important. Take a look outside. It is night. It is the middle of the night now. But I bet you could barely tell that from indoors, huh? These lamps up here light up this place real good. And even a lot of the outside. Like, you could look out this door and not even think it's night. And while that's cool and all, that I can run around here in perfect light without having to worry about mobs, I mean, they can still just walk in through these doors. Look at that, case in point, right here. So I was thinking, I had a door design that I made for this place before this brass building was even built in my survival world. I made, like, prototypes of door ideas. I don't know, I'd like to try it out. So maybe next episode we can do that, along with a lava farm. We need lava, like a lot of it. It's now that I'm using this this here tank a lot more, because all that crushed ore I've been saving up over here, we can actually grind that up now in the crusher wheels and get maximum, well, not maximum, but almost maximum output. which means we're going to be smelting a lot. So we need lava. And a lot of it. Not to mention we need lots of lava for the infernal mechanism creation. So a lava farm would be nice. Now I bet you're wondering, how do you make lava? Well, I've mentioned it before. The boreal extractor, when up to against a hellbark log, will put out 25 millibuckets of lava. Now that's not a lot. That's by no means a lot of lava. But it is still a passive gain of lava. And let's be real, infernal mechanisms, we're probably not going to make a lot of those. I mean, what can you even use those for anyway? Yeah, out of all of this stuff, the only thing I can really see myself using is the igneous extruder, and maybe the drawer control slave, maybe? But, yeah, a lot of this stuff I just don't see me using. Not the drawer control slave, the drawer control, sorry. And, like, I don't even know what half of this stuff does. Like, what's a nullifier? Like, there's nothing telling me what a lot of this stuff does. And that's what always made me so scared of going into mods like Applied Energistics or Thermal Series or anything like that, is because there's all these fancy looking, like, little do everything in a box type of things, and it doesn't really tell you how to use it until you've crafted it and really messed with it a lot. And I don't know, I'd like to just have it tell me what it does, so that I know what it does before I use it, which is why I love the Create mod so much. Everything just makes sense, and if it doesn't, you can just ponder it. What a great system that is. A lot more mods should use that ponder thing. But yeah, so there's a number of things we can do. We can make the lava, we gotta do the vine growing, and doors, you know, for safety reasons. So there's still much that needs to be done. And we'll see what we get to in the next episode, so thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing, and remember, the Wasteland is watching. See ya.